Hello everybody, we're getting ready to start 2.5, apply the remainder and factor theorems for Algebra 2. This is my contact. Email me here for any kind of specific requests that you might have. 2.5, apply the remainder and factor theorems, part 1. We have a skill check here of 28 points at the end of part 1. And then we have a note-taking guide that's got 16 points involved with it. And here's the standard here. Know and apply the remainder theorem for a polynomial. Teachers, here's your bell work for your students. Give them 5 minutes to complete the bell work here. Students, if you need more room, attach a sheet and staple it to your classwork. Okay, welcome back. We're going to get into the solutions now to factor by grouping for number 1. This will be your factor. You can factor out 25s squared out of these first two terms here. And then over here, a negative s plus 4, then negative s plus 4, so you ended up with that. And then you can go s minus 4, since this is a common factor to here and to itself here. So we have 25s squared minus 1 would be the other binomial here. S minus 4 is common to this and then to this over here. And then this is the difference of a square here, 5s minus 1, 5s plus 1. And to this one here, this will be the how you would factor by grouping here. We could factor out a 3 from each one of these, and we get a 64 w cubed minus 1 here. And then we have a difference of a cube here. We have 4w cubed minus 1 cubed. And then we could further, can follow a pattern here, 3 times 4w minus 1. And then we have our pattern here that we follow on our difference of a cube. 16w squared plus 4w plus 1 would be the resulting trinomial from the difference of a cube pattern. Okay, use special patterns to factor polynomials. You will use theorems to factor polynomials. So we have, when you divide a polynomial, and this is on your class worksheet, students, when you divide a polynomial f of x by divisor d of x, you get a quotient q of x and remainder r of x. Okay, so we have a situation here where we're dividing f of x by d of x. We get q of x plus r of x over d of x. So the degree of the remainder must be less than the degree of the divisor. So r of x, the degree has got to be less than d of x. One way to divide polynomials is called polynomial long division. Students, here's your key vocabulary in your own words. Define polynomial long division or synthetic division. And if we haven't covered that yet, hang on to this, and as we progress through this lesson, go back to this and then define it, put it in your notebook. And when I do my notebook check, when I teach this in the classroom, I have notebook checks every Friday, and I go through and check students. Okay, so for example 1, using polynomial long division, we're going to divide this by this. So write polynomial division in the same format. You see, when dividing numbers, include a 0 as a coefficient of x squared, since it's missing here. We're going to have to throw in a 0x squared. At each stage, divide the term of the highest power in what is left of the dividend by the first term of the divisor. This gives the term for the quotient. So here we go with our long division here. So we have our setup here. Put this underneath a division, a bar like that. And so we start into our long division. 3x squared factored into here, and then we multiply by that, and then we get this here. This is the result of our multiplying by that, and then we subtract through. So we have negative 9x cubed plus 15x squared. That goes over here. And then we subtract, and we have 4x cubed. Because we have a negative 9x cubed, and then we change the sign and combine. So this is positive here. This is negative 5x cubed. Negative 5x cubed plus 9x cubed is 4x cubed. And then 15x squared, we don't have one. We have a 0x squared. This becomes negative. Multiply divisor, and then we subtract. So we have negative 15x squared. And then 4x, we dropped our 4x down is what happens here. So then our 4x will go into 4x cubed. What times x squared? When we divide x squared into 4x cubed, what do we have? We have 4x. So now we multiply 4x times our divisor here. This is a part of our quotient. And we get this. 4x times x squared is 4x cubed. Then 4x times negative 3x is negative 12x squared. We put that underneath here. And then 4x times 5 would be 20x. So we multiply this times this to get this, and then we subtract. And we change our signs here. These cancel out. This becomes a positive. So then we have negative 15x squared plus 12x squared. This is negative 3x squared. This becomes negative 12x. So now we have negative 16x, and then we drop down to negative 6 now, down into here. Okay, so when we divide this into this, times what would we use in our quotient up here? It would be negative 3. So negative 3 times this, times our divisor, we multiply this times this, and then we get this here, negative 3x squared plus negative 3 times 3x be positive 9x, and negative 3 times 5 be negative 15. And so we have that, and then we subtract, we change signs, and then add. So negative 9x and negative 16x and negative 25x. And then when you change the sign, negative 15 comes positive 15, negative 6 is positive 9. So here's our remainder here from our division up there. And so we have, when we divide this into this, we have 3x squared plus 4x minus 3. And then here is our remainder here, plus negative 25x over x squared minus 3x plus 5. So you can check the result of your division problem by multiplying the quotient by the divisor and adding the remainder. So that will be your check here, multiplying this times this, and then you should get this up here. So this would be your multiplication here, x squared minus 3x plus 5 times this plus this here. And you should get your original division. Okay, we do that. By gosh, we do that. We get this long term here, expression, and we combine like terms, and it checks. So that would be the result of that. Okay, now we get to do it here on a guided practice. Students, this is on you. So we're going to do this now in a guided practice. Attach a sheet. You'll probably need room, students. You should have an extra sheet of paper for this. Okay, so we have this here, and this is our original, this is our dividend here, our dividend. This is our divisor. So we stuck in a 0x squared. It's missing here, is it not? It is missing, so we stick that in there. Here is our divisor, and we divide through here by 2x squared, and we end up with this. So we multiply that by that, and then we get this original, I think it's called the subtrahend is a technical term for it. And then what we're going to do now is change sign, combine. We end up with negative 3x cubed plus 2x squared plus x. This gets dropped down. Drop that down. Now, what part of our quotient can we use to multiply this? And what do we have? We have negative 3x. So we multiply that now by our divisor, and we get our new subtrahend here. Change signs and combine is what our next step's going to be. Yeah. So when we change sign and divide, okay, that's what we did, and now we're going to combine here. We have ax squared minus 2x minus 1, so we drop down this negative 1 into our new subtrahend here. Now, how many times will this go into this trinomial here? Let's say, well, let's see. I think plus 8. So now we multiply plus 8 times our divisor. We get this here. So this is our new subtrahend here after our multiplication. Change signs and divide. And we have negative 18x plus 7. This becomes our remainder here, class. We change signs here and combine. Our remainder. And that is our end of our lesson. So if you need more PowerPoint video, if you need online tutoring, email me here and I'll take care of it. Thank you.